Alex is ready to come in and so fiddle in.
Hey dude, just fired up the live stream. We are live.
We're doing normal, elite, or what?
Hard. Welcome to this week's Teaching Raid live stream, coming to you from Sarlona. This week we are hosting Caught in the Web. With me, as always, I have several of my guildies just to help make things smooth. And we do have 3 folks that are signed up to learn the event. And I think they're all first-timers, but we'll find out. If you haven't tuned in to one of these events before, these are events that we hold every Saturday, usually, through the winter and spring on Sarlona. We do a different raid or set of raids every week. And, you know, we teach folks who are new to them how these raids work. And so these events are designed for, you know, people who are new to raiding. So we take it at a slower pace, focus on learning raid mechanics. Hey David Wolf, welcome to the live stream. We don't usually, you know, do higher difficulties. Like, we just want to keep it really relaxed and a slower pace, and like I said, focus on learning the raid and not stressing out about trying to stay alive and stuff. So like tonight with Caught in the Web, we're just going to be doing hard because the end fight in Elite can sometimes get a little intense. I know that we could do it, but just to keep things nice and simple, we're just going to do hard. So sometimes we get people who are brand new to the game, or, you know, brand new to the raiding scene. Maybe sometimes people have never run raids before. Sometimes it's longtime veterans even who just avoided the raiding scene for whatever. Or maybe longtime veterans that are just new to whatever raid that we happen to be doing that week. These are sign-up events, so if you're on Sarlona, I always post the details in the Sarlona forum every week. We only have 3 events left after tonight's event, and then that's it for 2018, and then hopefully we'll bring them back next year. This year is the 5th year that we've been doing these, and they've been a lot of fun. We've made a lot of new friends over the years. Including some people that went on later to join High Lords, like Lemuria here is somebody we met in teaching raids a couple years ago, and then she just kept running with us in raids and stuff, and she eventually joined the guild, which is really awesome. So yeah, if you're interested, if you're on Sarlona, check out the Sarlona forum, and I always post details every week. I'm going to go ahead and take a few minutes to get the newbies in here who are signed up to learn the event. And so if you're watching the live stream, you got plenty of time to go grab a drink or something. At least probably 5 minutes before the action gets started. Hey Yarusi, welcome.
Hey, how's it going?
Good, how are you?
Chipmunk has not taken over my mic this time.
All right, that's right. I forgot about that. Welcome, Fidelma. Did you happen to go back and watch the live stream of it, the video of it, and see what we were talking about?
No, in the past I've played with other parties when we were doing Skype and whatnot, and I know that I turned out to be a chipmunk, so
okay.
I just had to unplug and replug the microphone.
Cool. Hey, Angry Tiger, welcome.
Hey, thank you.
Alright, well this is it. The whole crew. A short crew for this holiday weekend. Just a reminder that we are live streaming. I know everybody here has attended our teaching raids before, so you all know the deal, but also want to remind you that if you have any questions at any point in tonight's event, don't hesitate to interrupt, otherwise I'll just keep explaining things. If you get lost, if you want more explanation, if you're not sure how, you know, what you're supposed to be doing, just, you know, let me know, and I'll give you more explanation or try to find you or whatever it is. Before we get started, please make sure you have remove curse pots. if you don't have those, you have, you have a couple minutes to go get those. So it's really important. Loth spams curses, the kind of curses that make it so you cannot be healed. So it's really important that you have those. In fact, back in the day, and I suppose even still, some people would like to have both the regular remove curse potions and the guild ones because they're on separate cooldown, because Loth spams curses so fast that sometimes people would like to actually hit them both. But that's up to you. As long as you have some potions of curse removal, that'll be fine. Also, we are just doing this on hard, because we like to make things, just relaxed and non-stressful, so you don't have to worry about staying alive and stuff. So if you need to pause your bravery bonus, go do that now. So grab some potions, pause your bravery bonuses, and we'll get started in just a minute. Also want to know who here is, if you've ever done this before, if you're totally new to it, you've done it a few times, still learning, of the folks that are signed up. And I want to know of the folks watching the live stream.
I'm new to this raid, so is Fidelma.
This one's new to me too.
For those of you watching the live stream, want to know what server you're on and if you've ever done this raid or if you're learning it. And, for those of you watching the live stream, I will be monitoring chat, so if you have any questions at any point in the raid, just, type them in. My attention is focused on the folks here in the raid, but I'll be watching the chat and answering questions when I'm able. Okay, so all three of our sign-ups are first-timers. That is awesome. Happy to have you. Go ahead and click on the center portal. Don't buff when you get in, because I do want to take a couple of minutes to explain some things about how things work here in the Demon Web, or in this raid anyways. Okay, we're all in. So first off, this raid tends to be very confusing to newcomers because it just has a confusing map, then we'll be doubling back, and there's sometimes multiple ways to go, and you're just out here floating in space, so people tend to get lost pretty easily. So I can't emphasize enough, like, if you're lost, say something. Don't wait 10 minutes until you're halfway across the map from us, and just, if you're not sure where to go, just say something. It's cool. This map of this raid does, in large part, follow the map of the Slayer area, but not totally and completely. But much of it is the same. Unlike the Slayer area, or the quests out here, if you fall off the strands in here, or the islands, you're going to die. So try very hard not to fall off. In fact, not only do you die, but your soulstone gets teleported to a designated location. And it's not right here. It's like it's like where the first Loth fight is. We'll be fighting Loth a couple of times. Also, most things in this raid have to be killed twice, because most things, when you kill it, it will turn into like a spirit version of itself, or a soul. I can't remember what it's called, but basically like a ghost of itself, and then you got to kill that. Just like you encountered in some of the flagging quests, there are these priestesses that can sacrifice living mobs around them to regenerate themselves. And so if you see these priestesses, I forget what they're called, but you want to make sure that you kill all the living mobs around them first. Otherwise, like I said, they'll just sacrifice the living mobs to regenerate themselves. They cannot sacrifice the soul versions of the mobs, but they will sacrifice the living versions. David, you're new to the raid. Very cool. So like I said, the map is a little confusing. We'll be doubling back. In fact, we'll be coming back right through this point. I'll try to remember to point it out. But if you notice, like, we can go forward, or if you turn around, like, we can go the other way too. we're not at like sort of a beginning of the raid. Like this is, so we're sort of just plopped down into the middle of the demon web. Okay, I think that's all I want to say before we get started. Let's go ahead and get some buffs. Yeah, I don't know the name of them. The names are important. A rose by any other name would smell just as sweet. But I will point them out when we get to them. Okay, let's go. Remember, try not to fall, because you will die. Mistress of Agony, that's the priestesses that will sacrifice other living mobs. So you generally want to go for the priestess first here. Or I mean for the other mobs first, excuse me. It's not a big deal, we're only on hard. And the raid should be generally very easy. Now we're going to jump down to the east. Just jump over and make sure you land on the strand. It's just a little shortcut. We could wind our way down that island, but just jump off. There's another Mistress of Agony here. This is going to be the first Loth fight here. This is where we're going to meet Anna, or pick up Anna. And the goal of the raid is to get Anna out of the demon web. It's not really to kill Loth. So just help clean up the trash here. And once all the trash is dead, Loth will appear. And she'll be shielded. And she has laser beam eyes that can drain your mana quickly. In fact, on Epic Elite, she'll drain your mana, your entire blue bar in one zap. So hide behind this little ledge here. This will shield you from Loth's attack. What we're going to do now is we're going to pick up Anna, and then Anna's going to draw down the energy out of this orb. So throughout the raid, there are going to be several orbs that Anna has to take the energy out of, and the number of chests that you get at the end is partly determined by Anna's health. When you first pick up Anna, she has low health, but she gets health back by draining these orbs. You can't heal her through normal means, so if you want to get her health up, you got to take her to these orbs and drain them down. She can also take damage from mobs, so it's great to buff her. Resist energies are great, and any other buffs are good too. Another thing with Anna is that she is very temperamental, and she often doesn't do what you ask her to do or runs away from you when you try to talk to her, and it can be a very frustrating experience to lead Anna through this raid. In fact, one person needs to be designated to talk to her and to lead her through the raid, and that's going to be the person she follows. So don't ever talk to Anna unless you're supposed to, and if you ever accidentally click on Anna and she starts following you, make sure you let the raid leader or the person who's supposed to be leading her know, so they can get her again. The thing is that Anna can, it's very easy for her to get stuck in certain spots throughout this raid, ledges and things she gets hung up on, so the person leading Anna through the raid should be somebody who's fairly experienced doing that. Also, don't ever, if you talk to her by accident, just escape out of the window or something, don't click anything, because she has many different selections, basically one telling her that she can fight for us, one saying don't fight for us, another saying stand here and don't do anything, wait till I come back, another one telling her to summon a rest shrine. There are no static rest shrines in this raid. The only way to get a rest shrine is to talk to Anna and have her summon one, but when you do that, it takes some of her health away. And you can safely summon 2 shrines typically. I've done 3 without losing any chests, but if you do more than that, you're not going to have all your chests at the end. You can have up to 6 chests. In fact, 3s are really tight. The only way you can get away with 3 is like if she doesn't take any damage. I would generally not recommend doing more than 2.
Can she actually die?
No, she cannot die. But, if you get to the end and she's got no health, then you're going to lose out on some chests. Okay, so I'm going to help Anna up. She's going to start drawing down that orb. And if you got resist energies, you can give that to her, or any other buffs. Blur. There's Loth. When she looks red and translucent like that, she's got like a shield up that makes it so that she can't be damaged. Once Anna is done drawing down the orb, she's going to pull down Loth's shield, and Loth will be damageable. But and melees should run up and basically attack Loth's belly button when that happens. But make sure you don't fall off the edge. It's really easy to just fall right off that front edge of. So make sure you don't do that. Okay, Loth is vulnerable. Melees go ahead and attack Loth's belly button. And I'm telling Anna to not help us fight, because we don't need her grabbing aggro. Thank you for giving her resistances, whoever did that. So healers and casters often like to just hide behind like the tusks or these ledges and just sort of pop out and throw a spell and hide again and just pop out as they're casting. Okay, now Loth is going to take a little break, and now her spider legs are going to start popping up through the floor at us. And if you're standing where one of them pops out, it's going to fling you potentially out off of this platform, and you could die. And this is where your soulstone will appear right here. So we need to beat down these legs, and as each leg dies, it will turn into a Bebelith soul. And we need to kill that too. We need to kill 8 legs and 8 Bebelith souls. Now back in the day, people would typically want to be very coordinated about this. And, maybe take down 1 leg and then 1 Bebelith, and instead of just sort of haphazardly doing it. But today, we're so overpowered compared to, what we were like back in 2012 that you can pretty much just smash this part. The ground will rumble as a leg's about to come up, so that's your tell to watch out. You can see it in the upper right hand corner. It says do battle with Loth's spider form, destroy the legs, 1 left, and now that's gone. And then the optional help Anna destroy all 4 artifacts. Those are those orbs. Now we need to finish beating down Loth. And if you don't have your DM sounds up, if you want to hear what Loth has to say, you might want to turn that on. Did you fall off the edge? Nice.
Yeah, I was trying to get too close.
Okay, notice that the Hand of Loth is floating above us now, and that's not going to follow us for too long, but when it hits the ground, it does a Wail the Banshee, so you need to make sure you have Death Block. Here, notice that there is a res shrine. It's kind of hard to see. It's translucent. If you die, if you fall off the web at any part of this raid, this is where your soul stone is, and you can raise yourself here, and then you just have to run back and catch up to us wherever we are. Once we complete a couple optionals, there will be portals back here on the left and right. And those portals will take you, will basically be shortcuts to getting back to the party. And I always forget which one's which, but I'm going to show you how that works when we get there. Okay, now we can head out the way we came. You don't generally want to get ahead of the person
Run along then.
who is leading
I'll
Anna,
let you struggle a while before I crush you.
because Anna is the trigger for mobs spawning. I think this raid is technically soloable, but I wouldn't advise it because the end fight has a very unique mechanism, and it's
The way out.
would be extraordinarily difficult to
It's
solo
on the
this,
other
I think.
side of the demon web, isn't it?
So just to show you, like, this little ledge right here is like one spot where Anna likes to get caught up on. Spots like that as you're rounding corners going up, and she's lagging behind, she'll just get caught up in these little niches.
While my shielding spell holds, Loth cannot take me. But the moment my strength breaks, she will.
So right here at the top of this next strand is actually where we started.
Look at them run.
Remember I said we'd be
How
doubling back?
amusing.
Right here where I am right now, this is where we entered this raid. Lots of trash mobs, spiders, and drow. Sometimes Dragoloth.
Escaping is the most important thing. But if we can destroy those orbs, we should.
Hey Bobby. Oh, you're Hisi. Very cool. Well, happy to have you. You never done this before. Hopefully you'll learn enough to maybe feel comfortable getting flagged and giving it a try. Here's another notorious spot she gets caught up on right here where I am. So here's our first optional, but let's go ahead and take a moment to kill these mobs that are out here. There's a Bubbleth. There's going to be, I think, a couple Mistresses of Agony. A couple of Master Spies that the Mistresses like to sacrifice. So that mistress just sacrificed that master spy, and notice that she's glowing just like in the flagging quest. And she's got like extra DR and stuff when she's glowing like that. Okay, now that we've cleared this, we're going to go back through this portal. Now this is one of the orb optionals. You don't have to do this, but typically groups will do this because, you know, it gives you more chests at the end. Here you want to focus on the boss with the Glabrezu, because all the trash is just going to keep respawning. So just focus on the Glabrezu. And now that everything's dead, we just take Anna over here to this orb and she'll start sucking it down.
All right.
Really?
Yep. Not making it up. You should, if you ever join a pug, you should brace yourself for all kinds of sexual innuendo during these moments.
It's done.
All right. Okay, so now that this optional is done, if you ever fall off and die, the first portal will be there to let you come back right here instead of having to go all the way back. So the High Lords, you're welcome to stay here, but I want everybody who's new, so Eurisi, Fidelma, and Angry Tiger, I want you to jump off the side and commit suicide. I'm doing it too, so I'm not trying to pull a trick on you. It's just that during these teaching raids, we like to show you not only how the raids work, but what to do when things go wrong. So here we are back at the first Loth fight. Just click on the Resurrection Shrine. And you can rebuff yourself. And if you had fallen off before that point, then you would have to just run back. But you can see now this portal on the right is here, which we can take right back as a shortcut. And then when we do the second orb optional, a portal would be on the left, which would take us even further. But go ahead and click on this portal. And that puts us outside of the portal where the optional is. I'm going to go ahead and go in there. That's where the rest of the party is, and that's where Anna is, which I want to grab her again. If you fall off, you have to talk to Anna again to get her to follow you. And now we just go out. Hey Costas, welcome. Glad to have you in the live stream.
Dance about, little flies. A chase works up my appetite.
Lots of trash here.
Oh, is the path not how you left it? Well, isn't that just too bad?
going to go south up this web strand here. And this next area traditionally was a very tough area, but you know, by today's standards, it's no big deal. But what made this challenging
every path leads to me.
Is that it's kind of it's a multi-tiered area, which made it very difficult for healers to, you know, get a line of sight to heal somebody. Plus, there's a lot of mistresses and a lot of casters. So we just start here at the bottom and work our way up. Remember to kill the mistresses last. There's going to be lots of master spies further up, so just leave that mistress for now and work on the master spies and the driders. And the mistresses will be comet falling us. There's going to be a few more master spies up here. I think all the master spies are dead now. We should be good to kill mistresses. And I'd actually parked Anna on the web strand just as we were approaching this. So I didn't want her to get hit in the fight, so I'm just gonna jump down and get her. Also, notice on the map you can see Anna. She looks like a little red and white symbol. So if you ever lose her, you can see her on the map. Another, you know, this is one of the places where you can go 2 different ways from this platform, other than the way you came. You know, if you look to the right where I am right now, you'll see there's another strand leading to a different island that we haven't been. We're going to go that way, but we're going to go this way now because there's an option over here.
If you continue to snap at my heels, I may have to step on you.
This is another spot where traditionally Anna would be parked in the back so that she didn't get hurt, but we're gonna smash it, so not so important. There are some mobs up ahead that the mistresses will sacrifice. And now up the strand to the west. And here's our second orb optional, which we can go in once we clear out these spiders. And it's going to be the same as the first one, basically. There's going to be a whole bunch of trash that'll respawn until the boss is dead, the mini-boss. So go ahead and focus on the mini-boss, which is a bevel.
After your orb, Chelicera. Bring me their hearts when you're done.
So here's another orb for Anna to do. And this is, you know, once this one's done, then that other portal will appear back at that first Loth fight platform where we jumped off before when we went through the portal. The left one will appear as soon as this one's drawn down. So even though this is an older raid, there's still some sought-after loot. It's all weapons, and like the hand wraps are nice, you know, low epic level hand wraps. The bow is still very popular, which is called Pinion. And what else is still good? I think the short sword is still pretty popular. What else is good out of here, guys?
Like the dagger.
Celestia.
I still like the dagger quite a bit for level epics.
Okay, Agony, Knife in the Dark is the dagger. And you also get commendations of heroism. There's only 2 places in the game to get commendations of heroism. Not valor, but heroism. And this is one of them. The other is the Fall of Truth, the Epic Raid and Giant Hold. Yeah, we can go ahead and shrine. So I'm going to talk to Anna and say, can you summon a rest shrine? Or you can't summon a rest shrine, can you? And it says costs Anna health. Go ahead and click on that. She'll pop one up. And it's kind of hard to see. It lasts, I think, 3 minutes. So there's time to buff others first, but not a whole lot of extra time. Oh, and the commendations of heroism are used to upgrade the weapons from here and the items from the Fall of Truth raid. And you need a whole bunch of them to fully upgrade the weapons out of here. The weapons out of here have 4 upgrades to them, and it's something like 5, then 7, then 10, then 15, or something like that. Commendations to fully upgrade them. This is not the greatest place if you're like trying to farm commendations of heroism. This isn't the best raid to do it. Fall of Truth is a better source because you are guaranteed to get commendations from there, and you get more based on difficulty, whereas this raid you're not guaranteed to get any. Alright, let's go. We're going to take a little shortcut once we leave here by jumping off the side. We're going to jump off the side to the left, and that's just instead of winding down the island. And Anna, once she gets so far away from the person leading her, she will teleport. Once you get about 75% across this next strand, you can jump down to the left. Again, just a little shortcut. And when I stopped you earlier and I said, you know, there was 2 ways to go from that island, and I showed you, this is the strand that I was pointing out. And this is going to go to the end. Whole bunch of trash mobs here. There's Celestia, the short sword. That's still a really popular weapon. Has some nice procs to it. Okay, my guildie in the chat is saying don't forget about Needle, which is, I guess, a great repeater. I don't use repeaters, so.
I grow weary of this game. Come out where I can crush you.
But I will take her word for it. Bunch of trash here. We're gonna clear it out, and this is gonna end up being our staging platform for the end fight. Once we lead Anna up the next strand, it's gonna get the end fight going, and this end fight is kind of different than anything else in the game, so it's really important that I explain all the different mechanics of what's going on. If you're ever in a group where the end fight starts getting out of hand, though, I do want to point out that you can just come back down here. Loth can actually hit you with stuff down here, and you can just keep going back, you know, go 2-3 islands further back. And, you know, you could just grab soul stones and go back there and, you know, just sort of regroup and get everybody up and buffed. Okay, you talked to Anna. Thank you for letting me know. I grab her. You can see she's just kind of freaking out there. It's typical Anna. Okay, apparently I didn't get her. Like I said, she does not do what you ask her to do half the time. She's extremely frustrating. In fact, I passionately hate Anna. And we'll just leave it at that for now. Yeah, you know, I've made many jokes comparing her to former girlfriends, but we'll just leave it alone. Okay, so the end fight. It will not start until Anna is taken, you know, about a quarter of the way up this next strand. And this end fight is rather convoluted. And this is where, like, pugs are going to screw things up, if they're going to screw things up. If it's a disorganized group and people aren't doing what they're supposed to be doing, this end fight will become incompletable. Because there are certain mobs that have to be all dead at the same time, and they constantly respawn. And if they're not all dead at the same time, then you can't get Anna out. There are these mobs called portal keepers. And basically there's a barrier, there's like a force field up, that's preventing you from taking Anna out of the demon web. And all of those portal keepers have to be dead at the same time for that barrier to come down for you to run Anna through there. And like I said, they constantly respawn, so, you know, if people aren't killing those and focusing on the portal keepers, then that barrier will never come down. You can never get Anna out. But that's only part of the mechanism to this whole end fight. There's much more to it. So what we'll do is we'll take Anna up there a little bit until it triggers the mobs, and then we're going to bring Anna back down here and park her in the back so she doesn't get, you know, damaged. And then what we're going to do, oh, and at that point there's going to be spell wards that'll spawn on this platform, and so trappers can work on that. Try not to fight in the spell wards. And there's going to be a whole bunch of trash that is going to be inbound at that point. And we'll probably send somebody up, somebody self-sufficient. Yeah, you. Somebody self-sufficient to go up and gather trash mobs and bring them down here. And we want to bring them down here so that, you know, we're not getting pew-pewed by Loth as we're trying to beat down the trash. That's why we like to bring them down here. Okay, thank you, Fidelma. And just in case you don't know, spell wards can be disabled from really far away. It's people who, you know, folks that are a little bit newer to trapping often make the mistake of thinking they have to be like really close to the spell ward, and then it just blows up in their face. You can just disable them from like 50 feet away. So once we've you know, brought as much of the trash down as reasonably possible, clear that all out, then we're going to go up the strand. And it's really uber important that when you get to the top of the strand, you do not go left, you do not go south. There's a mob down there that we do not want to aggro and deal with until the very end. And that's the, like, exalted Necromancer. And there seems to be two of them, but there's one way down there that we don't want to deal with, but one will probably aggro on us right away. It's kind of confusing. And then Loth will be to the right, to the north. And so once we start going up there, the first thing I'll do is I'll take Anna up to Loth to bring down Loth's shield. Just like when we saw Loth the first time, she'll be like red and translucent until Anna is taken up to her to pull down her shield. And then once Loth's shield down, you know, everybody can start attacking her. And then I'll take Anna back, and there's an orb up there that's, you know, basically at the top of this web strand that she's going to draw down. You can see in the upper right hand corner it says help Anna destroy all 4 artifacts, 1 left. So the last one is right up there. And so I like to have melees work on Loth, and then have like casters and range tunes work on any stray trash. Remember to not go south. Don't like shoot stuff in the south to aggro it. And then there's another platform, there's another web strand that goes up to another smaller platform where that barrier is, that force field that keeps Anna from escaping. And there's going to be maybe some mobs up there, so I'll call for once the the main platform out there is clear, I'll call for the casters and range tunes to go up and clear that last platform out there. And then if there's no trash, then the casters and range tunes can just help beat down Loth. Once Loth is fully beat down, then that's when we need to focus on the portal keepers and get them all down so that we can get Anna out. Now, there's sort of an order of operations in this end fight, mobs that you want to focus on first. We're going to have Mistresses of Agony, so remember, when you try to kill them, if there's any living mobs around, then they will just sacrifice them or regenerate. So you want to focus on the living mobs first before you take down the Mistresses of Agonies. Also, any portal keeper that dies, if there are any other mobs around them, living or dead, it'll turn them into portal keepers. And when a mob turns into a portal keeper, it gets, like, you know, a lot more hit points and DR and stuff. You know, it takes a lot longer to kill them. So you really want to focus on killing all the non-portal keepers around first, whether it's a soul or a living mob. And then the Mistresses, and then the portal keepers last. And then the Exalted Necromancer, who's, you know, way down in the south, you want to kill him absolutely last, because when he dies, it has the effect of making everything respawn faster. Everything in this end fight respawns. You know, let's say once every 2 minutes. But I think, like, once he's dead, then it starts respawning, like, on a 1-minute timer. So one mistake that can be made is, like, if you kill him right away, then it's just going to make stuff respawn faster, and then you just have more to deal with. Now, sometimes, you know, once Lost goes down, the groups will be able to just kill the few portal keepers that are around, bringing the barrier down, and it's over really quick. Sometimes it just seems like mobs respawn and just keep respawning, and, you know, you think you got the last one down, then another one respawns at the other end of the platform, and you got to go run and kill it, and, you know, then another one respawns, and so this part can just keep going on and on and on if you have low DPS or disorganized. Or sometimes it just, like I said, it just seems like stuff respawns, you know, kind of ridiculously. And so, like, on Epic Elite, especially, you know, this end fight can become really challenging. You know, if you're short-handed or you got low DPS, you know, it can become incompletable. And you can get a lot of attrition. People, and you know, people are running around, you know, they're in a hurry, they fall when they, you know, are trying to go up or down the web strand, then they die and they get teleported back to the start, and then they're out of the fight until they get back. You can have attrition. Loth can hit pretty hard on Epic Elite, so, you know, this end fight can definitely turn into a giant mess. So after Loth is beaten down and the party is working on portal keepers, whoever's leading Anna at that point should be up at the top platform, just running against that force field, so that the moment that force field comes down, you know, Anna is instantly through. You know, if the person leading Anna is down here helping killing stuff, and, you know, not at that force field, you know, the force field can come down, and by the time you get Anna to it, it could be back up, because as soon as a portal keeper regenerates or respawns, that force field is back. So as I said, you know, the person leading Anna just runs against the force field. That way, as soon as it comes down, you're through and you're done. Once you get Anna past that force field, we're done. The mobs will keep respawning, but you don't have to fight them anymore. We can just all run up there and go to the end. So now that you're completely inundated, I'm going to give you the nutshell version. So we're going to bring trash down here, kill it all, go up, fight Loth. Anna draws down the orb. Once Loth is down, kill all the portal keepers. I'll run Anna through to the end. We win. Any questions? In this case, their favorite deity is Loth. And I don't think Loth's going to be very kind to them. Typically, the person that goes up and rounds up the trash and brings them down should not be somebody who is blue bar dependent. It should be somebody who's very self-sufficient and not blue bar dependent, because when they go up there, Loth is just going to zap their blue bar. So, who would like to be that person? Preferably one of the High Lords that knows what they're doing. I volunteer Gijo. Thank you, Gijo, for volunteering.
Woohoo!
Let's get some last second buffs, because I know that was a long explanation. Let's get some group buffs again. So I'm going to take Anna up about a quarter of the way until we get the sign that it started. Then I'm going to bring her back and park her way back here so that she's out of the way. And then we're all just going to fight trash till it's all dead, and there's going to be spell wards that spawn during that time. Okay, Gijo, whenever you're ready.
Fools.
There's our trigger.
I will see that you die
Work on trash. I'm going to park Anna in the back.
Portal keepers, my minions. Don't let that barrier fall. She's come close enough. The games end here.
See, approach Anna, and then she just runs away from me. She is so incredibly aggravating. See that? I just open a dialogue box with her, and she just walks away. Stay here while I scout ahead. And then half the time when you tell her to stay there, she just runs around anyways. Yep, see? She's come running into the fight. Told her not to help. I wish there was an option to just hurl Anna at Loth and be like, here, you can have her. I don't want her. And here I'm not paying attention and killed a mistress before the living mobs around her were dead. Remember, when you're going up this web strand, please do so slowly and carefully. Do not fall off, because you'll die and get teleported back to the start. We've got some spell wards. We're back to the first Loth fight. So here's a Portal Keeper Ascended Necromancer. This seems to be one of two of them. The other one is way down in the south of the next platform. Gijo, you want to go up and get another round? Also notice that Portal Keepers appear on the map as like red circles or squares. So when we're running around trying to look for Portal Keepers later on, that's how we can find them quickly, just by looking on the map.
A couple of Garistos here that aren't wanting to come down. And I just got knocked off the web.
More Portal Keepers before she goes through.
They'll do that. Goes to show how easily you can get knocked off. Fight this stuff back here. And then we're gonna go up here in just a moment. Okay. After that's disabled, let's go. Oh, we got some more trash here. Let's go ahead and go up. Everybody up. Take your time. Don't fall. I'm going to take Anna over to Loth. Don't go left. Don't go south. I'm going to bring down her barrier. Looks like we got some trash mobs up here.
Pain is a blessing.
Okay, Loth is vulnerable. Melee's on Loth. Caster is ranged on trash. Once the trash on this platform is taken care of, I want casters ranged to go up to the next platform and kill the stuff up there. We don't really have any melees.
More Portal Keepers before she goes through. Don't let her get away.
I'm starting.
Now I got Anna back here sucking down this orb. Remember, don't shoot the stuff in the south. Don't go down there, Yurusi. Just, you can start beating on Loth, I suppose. Remember to get your curses. Loth will curse you, making you unhealable. Got some trash in the back here, coming up the strand.
Drained.
Some more trash. Alright, see those in the back here near me? Go ahead and go up and clear that, the next platform out.
You will pay in ways you cannot even imagine!
And this is the barrier that we have to get Anna through. But Loth's not down yet, so we can all go back down and start beating on Loth.
I'm having a hard time hitting her.
Yeah, you gotta get, you know, sometimes there's a little bit of a sweet spot, so just keep adjusting, but don't fall off.
Oh, I got her now.
Make sure you're getting numbers. I'm glad you said that. Okay, let's start DPSing Loth. She's pretty much at full.
You've come so far, my heroes. Yet my fog blocks your escape, and I have an endless supply of portal keepers to keep you here. Oh, I'd like to say you have a chance, but honestly, I just like to watch you struggle.
Oh, and I meant to mention that this raid features the largest boobs in DDO, so enjoy that. Take a look at the map, you'll notice there's some portal keeper mobs.
More souls for the teaming! Stop them! Stop them!
Okay, I'm gonna take Anna up. This is the part where we have to kill all the portal keepers. So kill all the portal keepers where you guys are, and then once they're all dead, then you go south and you clear that stuff out. I'm up here with Anna. But she just wants to stop at the top of the web.
Portal keepers before she goes through. Don't let her get away.
Look.
And that's it. We're out.
We can
Everybody up. We're done.
Fools! You won't get away with this.
We did it. We're out of Loth's domain, all in one piece. Still,
Just go ahead and go up the strand through the portal, and then you get to watch a little movie. You can't fall off the bridge in the next part, so don't worry about that.
It can't be.
Pitiful mortals! I am Loth. There is no plane that you can run to, no depth of toil you can hide where I won't find you, blot you out, and take what you have stolen from me!
That's it. Of course. She's out of her element here. I'm not sure how I know, but I have a feeling that I can actually hurt her now. There's only one way to find out.
You haven't run away. That was a mistake. The lovely thing about mortals is their mortality.
Ah! Oh!
So much for your great hope. A remnant of a dead god crushed. My power is a raging river. Hers was but a trickle. Did you really believe that... What's this?
That was your last mistake. This is about to become a deluge! How does it feel? That's pain. Real pain. The kind you make mortals feel all the time!
You trifling flea. I've been reckless. I should have consumed you when I had...
Just need to concentrate. A little harder. There!
Unworthy mortal. How did you come to hold so much power? Enjoy it while you can, for one day I will become the new Mistress of Magic, the new Goddess of the Weave, and on that day you will bow down to me, along with all the rest!
I did it! We did it! We defeated Lolth! Oh, every step of the way you've been there, helping me, showing me what I can be.
Words truly spoken. We stand here, a company of heroes and protectors of our realm. For few who walk the plains can say they fought a god. Fought and survived as I knew you would. Though perhaps not defeated. She has pulled one leg back, yes, but 7 more work mischief in the world.
So once again, Elminster shows up at the very end and doesn't help at all.
It is right to celebrate great
Sarlona
deeds.
hasn't come through the portal yet.
Great deeds you
Oh, okay.
have done. To the heroes come their just rewards.
She's having issues figuring out.
Oh, just, are you back at the main platform at the beginning?
She took a portal.
Okay, I see where you're at. You're gonna jump down to the left. There you go. Go across that next strand. When you get almost all the way across, you're going to jump down to the left again onto that strand down to the left. Yep, and now you're going to just follow that, just keep going west. This raid never locks out, so sometimes what people will do is, you know, go all the way to the end and then switch to a tune they want loot on. Like, even at this point you can switch, as long as you don't talk to Anna. Talking to Anna actually completes the raid, and then you won't be able to come in. One more web strand up. And just go through the cave, and that'll be right where we're at. You got it. Okay, guys. That is all. I'm talking to Anna. And we got all 6 chests. Good luck on your loots. Help yourself. We usually get a pretty decent number of named items. But I'm not seeing any yet.
Fear
Looks
of the
like
sky.
the staff and this and the quarter
Twilight.
staff.
Nice.
Breach. The falchion. 2 breaches. This loot is bound to character. Please don't roll on it unless you need it for that tune. Mourn the hammer. Let's see, I've got 3 commendations of heroism. I'm going to give 1 each to the 3 new folks. So Angry, the chest on the left, there's 1 for you. And then Fidelma and Yarusi, then 2nd chest from the left. Give me a commendation for you guys.
Thank you very much.
Yeah, no problem. Fidelma, it looks like you got a breach up there in one of the chests. Nobody wants the falchion? Oh, and like I said, these weapons have 4 upgrades. All upgrades are done by using combinations of heroism. And you have to have enough favor to talk to the PDK vendor to upgrade them in Northern Evening Star. Anybody at all want this breach, this falchion?
I got one too if anyone needs.
Alright. Well, unfortunately, none
No
of
one
the highly sought after items dropped. But that's Caught in the Web. Any questions about Caught in the Web before we finish up? It's certainly a different raid. And if there are any final questions and folks watching the live stream, let me know. Okay, gonna go ahead and finish out, guys. Don't forget to turn the raid in to Elminster, who is up there by the Chain 3 quest givers where you picked up the raid. There are only 3 teaching raid events left for the rest of the year. And they should be the next 3 Saturdays. I'll post details in the Sarlona forum soon. Thanks for coming out, and have a great night, guys.
Thank you very much.
You're welcome.
Congrats, everyone.
See you guys. Congrats on your first
Thanks
web
very much.
completion. You're welcome. Okay, folks watching the live stream, I am going to go ahead and shut down the video stream, but if you have any final questions, I will monitor the chat for about 5 minutes, and I'll respond to questions in chat. Thanks for joining us. Have a happy holiday weekend, and I'll see you soon.